こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we are studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask me at any time. We're going to be continuing with Immersion with Card Captor Sakura.
誰かに見られちゃうよ。周り誰もおらんて。どうしたの？あったわ、友よの家。どこハオくん。何するのよ、ケロちゃん。君。はい。これ全部
Door chime or doorbell or door chime.
はい、どちら様でしょう。はい。
See. Meido. Hi, okay. Dochira-sama desho. I think that's just a way of saying, like, who are you? But I've never heard of using dochita for it. Let's see, they're using sama, which is usually used as a suffix. Yes, who is it? Yeah, Dortita is basically which. Yeah, this shows basically the, what's that called? Volutional tense? Yeah, it does show volitional, yes. Let's see. Explain the grammar of... Interesting. I know every word in it and what it means, but I can't think of why that's a logical construction. See, this show, it is, might be, I suppose. In this context, it softens the question. It transforms a direct question into a polite, dissensive inquiry. It implies, I would like to know who you are, or may I ask your name, rather than a blunt, who are you? See, sama, honorific suffix meaning Mr., Miss, Sir, or honorable. This is a polite way to ask a customer's name or identity. Is the sama attached to dochita as a suffix? Okay, yes, in the phrase dochita sama, it is attached to dochita as a polite suffix. Sama is an honorific suffix. Okay, so I guess this is sort of like how usually how in Japanese they don't use pronouns. They use things like kochita this direction, sochita that direction when referring to people. Or in this case, the person's unknown. So in which, in other words, basically you could think of it as the unknown direction, as in, so essentially saying unknown person, and they're using sama to refer to the unknown person in a polite way. See, why use Dochita instead of Dare? Dochita is used instead of Dare primarily for politeness and indirectness. Politeness, though Dare is standard neutral word for who, but it can sound blunt, direct, or even rude when asking a stranger or superior about their identity. In contrast, Dochita literally means which direction or which one, but it functions as a polite euphemism for who. Indirectness, by asking which person are you, Dochita, rather than who are you, Dare. The speaker voice directly demanding the person's identity. This indirect approach is the core component of Japanese politeness. Keigo, showing respect by giving the listener an out or framing the question as a choice rather than an interrogation. In this, in service situations like a maid speaking to guests, using dare would be considered offensive and unprofessional. Dochita-sama elevates the guest status, effectively meaning which honored person might you be, whereas dare-sama is grammatically possible but rarely used because of the bluntness of dare clashes with the honorific sama. Oh, konnichiwa, nanamai. 3, genki desu ka? Let's see. Dochita-sama wa, donata-sama yori. Let's see, Dochita, okay. Yeah, donata-sama yori. Teine na, let's see. Teine politeness. Kanji feeling, okay. Okay, so you were saying, let's see, that Dochita sounds politer than donata, which actually, I don't even think I've heard of donata before. Teine, the Teine made from street ward town, counting for guns, let's see, and then a rather perfectly peaceful, quiet tranquility. So peaceful street politeness, okay. Let's see. Anata darete imi da. Let's see, da quiero te ne dane. Let's see. See, it means who are you, but it's a polite way of asking. Let's see, anata dare? Let's see, Dochira-sama wa Dochira-sama wa Kimata. Okay, oh yeah, from Kimaru. So, Dochira-sama wa Kimata Byogen expression, representation. So as for Dochira-sama, let's see, it's decided expression. Tomo think, let's see. I think who might be that be is a standard expression. Wait. Oh, decided past tense. Okay, I see. Standard expression. Okay. Okay, yeah, Dochira-sama wa. So as for Dochira-sama, Kimata Byoken, already decided expression. And then Da Tomo, I think. Okay. Let's see. Kono kutsu wa Dochira-sama no mono desho ka to you. Let's see. Like when you say, whose shoes are these? Let's see. Kono kutsu wa Dochira-sama no mono desho. See, as for these shoes, which direction of person's things they be, I think. I said basically. Oh yeah, there's Toka on there. So, kono kutsu wa Dochira-sama no mono desho ka to ka iu. ありがとうございます。
これ全部？
はい、どちら様でしょう。
木の元です。
いらっしゃいませ。今門を開けます。
いらっしゃいませ。Welcome. Let's see. 今、門を開けます。No, 今門を開けます。Or, I'll open the gate now. Or the gate is open. Actually, yeah, I'll open the gate now. Yeah, it's probably more of that, yeah. いらっしゃいませ。今、門を開けます。 And I noticed us using agemas for this. So I don't know if it's just because the gate slides open sideways or if that's standard for opening a door of a build to get into a building or area. Let's see. When you open the door to a business, even if the door swings open, do you say agemas? Or hiragemas? So when you open the door to business for the day, unlocking or swinging it open to let customers in, you use ageru. Okay. Specifically the imperative form of agete and politeness, agete kudasai. Okay. Hirageru is generally not used for the specific daily actions, while hiraku can be transitive and mean to open something widely unfolded, like a book or a flower. Akeru is the standard verb for the act of opening a door, gate, or container to create accessible space. Daily opening akeru. Opening a business entity, hiraku. And if you wonder why they're going between akeru to hiraku, it's because akeru is transitive and hiraku is transitive, and their reverse is the intransitive one. So the intransitive is aku and hirageru. Okay, so they always use akeru for opening of a door, for the sake of opening a door, not for opening a business.
Hi, どちら様でしょう。
木の元です。
いらっしゃいませ。今門を開けます。
さくらちゃん、こんにちは。いらっしゃい。ようともよ。こんにちは、ケロちゃん。さくらちゃん、こんにちは。いらっしゃい。
Yo, Tomoyo. I want to point out that if I remember correctly, this. Let's see. This is the. This yo right here. Hey, yo, hi. Basically the same yo as the English yo.
Sakuraちゃん、こんにちは。いらっしゃい。ようともよ。こんにちは、ケロちゃん。さあ、どうぞこちらへ。
さどうぞこちらへ. Okay, so in other words, welcome, come in this direction. And notice she uses here instead of ni. She's not talking about coming to a specific spot. She wants to talk about going to a specific direction, just a direction in general. Hence why she's using here instead of ni. So sa dozo kochira e.
ようともよ。こんに はケロちゃん。さあどうぞこちらへ。わあ、しかしでっかいうちやな。わあ、しかしでっかいうちやな。
しかし、でっかいうちやな。Let's see, でっかい, huge, big, enormous. So an enormous, this is an enormous house, but let's see, the reason for Shikashi at the beginning. So what is the reason for Shikashi at the beginning? Let's see. Why is Shikashi at the beginning of let's see, yo sonotori, okay. Yeah. His grammar's tricky, yeah. His grammar's Kansai Ben. Yeah, essentially, whenever I have to look up his grammar, I generally have to say, okay, looking up Kansai Ben grammar specifically, because that usually leads me to the correct direction and figuring out what he's trying to say. Though he actually does a mix of Kansai Ben with very few archaic words, because he is supposed to be hundreds, if not thousands of years old. Though he surprisingly does not use that many archaic words, probably because of the age group this show's for. Let's see. In informal speech, shikashi and its casual variant, shikkashi, is often used to start the sentence to pause, gather thoughts, or soften the statement, similar to or you know. The speaker is likely reacting to something, seeing a large house, dekaiuchi, and using shikashi to transition into the observation rather than to contrast it with the previous logical argument nuance. While shikashi is typically formal, this specific usage is a colloquialism that adds a slight tone of surprise, hesitation, or emphatic observation to the comment about the big house. Let's see. So, what is the origin of shikashi? Yeah, this is shikashi feels like another one of those words that does not really do a very good one-to-one translation into English. Let's see. It's a contraction of shikari, meaning it is so or thus, and the particle shi. That's the original. It literally meant it being so, or that being the case. The logical shift. The original nuance was similar to the English phrase "be that as it may," or that said. The speaker would acknowledge the truth of the preceding statement, "it is so," before introducing a contrasting opposing idea. However, over time, the emphasis shifted from acknowledgement to the contrast itself, resulting in the modern meaning of however or but. Okay, it is often written with the kanji meaning naturally, so or thus, or as shikashi, though the hiragana shikashi is more common in modern usage. While it serves as a formal conjunction today, its historical root as a phrase acknowledging reality, it is so, explains the occasional colloquial use as a filler to pause and gather thoughts, making an observation as you see in the previous example. So let's see. It comes from shikari, okay. Like that, or such as, okay. Oh, wait, and the particle she, let's see, is this the same particle used for stating, okay, is she the same particles used for stating reasons and conclusions? See, the word shikashi, the shi part is a fixed conjunction of the classical Japanese. Shikari is itself plus shi, okay? Function of the specific shi here. Shi acts as an attributive form of the past recollective auxiliary verb ki. It essentially turns the preceding statement into it is so. Into a modifier, creating the meaning, or that being the case, or be that as it may, before introducing a contrast. See, the she you are likely thinking about is a conjunctive particle used independently in sentences. It attaches to verbs, adjectives, and nouns and lists multiple reasons or facts that lead to a conclusion. It's raining, she. I'm tired, she. So let's go home. Let's see. It implies a non-exhaustive list suggesting there may be other unstated reasons. It can also be used at the end of sentences to soften a statement or imply an obvious conclusion. The particle is a flexible grammatical tool added to clauses, whereas the shi and shikashi is a fossilized historical component of the specific vocabulary word. Did that fossilized shi come from the reasoning she though? Let's see. No, the fossilized shi and shikashi did not come from the reasoning shi particle. They have a completely different grammatical origins. The shi in shikashi is the attributive form ren tai ke of the classical past recollective auxiliary verb ki. Is this the same shi as let's see. as Himeshi Kagi. Let's see, Shikashi no Shikashi no Setsume wakari yasui. Let's see. Shikashi wa hitomato mari. Shikashi wa matomari, unity, coherence, consistency, coordinations. Okay. Person. Oboereba, if you memorize. Mondai nai. Problem yoda kedo mitai. Yeah, but it's fine if you memorize it as a whole phrase. It's like but or something. Yeah, I try to learn it like that as well, but since words don't translate one to one, I also try to learn sort of like what they really mean and not just an English equivalent. Because it helps you identify when things get used in a yeah, in a different way. For example, like I generally translate the phrase date as that said because it a lot more closely represents what date means in Japanese than some of the other translations of like but or however. Okay. Okay. Oh, let me fix this. I just noticed it broke. Strange. There you go, that fixes it. Okay, let's see. Gyakuni 難しくしてしまった。Let's see. Oh yeah, 逆に難しくしてしまったか? Okay. No, you didn't make it any harder. It's just I try to figure out the meanings for things so that I can get them in all sorts of contexts and not just one particular usage. So like that and such. Okay. So, しかし、でっかいうちやな。
わあ、しかしでっかいうちやな。
お嬢様、
お嬢様。
お茶はどちらにお持ちしましょうか。お茶は
お茶はどちらにお
お嬢様。
お茶はどちらにお持ちしましょうか。
お持ちしましょうか。持つ。Let's see, that's 持つ is to hold. So as for T, and in the direction of which shall you hold? In other words, what T do you want to have? Interesting way of writing it. お茶はどちらにお持ち having, holding. So お茶はどちらにお持ちしましょうか? Having or holding, okay.
お嬢様。
お茶はどちらにお持ちしましょうか。
じゃあ私の部屋に3つ。
お茶はどちらにお持ちしましょうか。
じゃあ私の部屋に
私の部屋。
3つですか。お茶はどちらにお持ちしましょうか。
じゃあ私の部屋に3つ。しかしでっかいうちやな。
お嬢様、
お嬢様。
お茶はどちらにお持ちしましょうか。
じゃあ私。
じゃあ、私の部屋に3つ。So, oh, my room, that's right. Yeah, watashi no heya, or in other words, my bedroom. So at my bedroom, 3. In other words, she wants 3 teas in her bedroom. じゃあ、私の部屋に3つ。
しましょうか。
じゃあ私の部屋に3つ。
3つですか。
お願いしますね。
3つ？
うわーすごいほんまや。めっちゃ
On my let's see, on my truth reality. I think he's like saying, is this for real? Oh no, he's just saying, well, that's right. That's the truth. In other words, that's right. He's commenting on Sakura's statement.
ほんまや。めっちゃ広いなと。
めっちゃ広いな. And it's extremely wide. Hiroi. Oh, spacious, vast, wide. Okay, it can be both spacious or wide. And then mecha, extremely. So, wait, mecha is considered an adverb? And not a keiyoshi? Wait. Why is mecha an adverb while o e is a keiyoshi? That's what adverb fukushi. Okay. Mecha is an adverb because it modifies the intensity or degree of other words such as adjectives or verbs to mean extremely or very. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It doesn't mean big. It just means very, essentially, or extremely. Hence an adverb. Okay. It's just usually here mecha in the context of big. Okay. Koko de wa bring nandayo. It's being it was the oh that's right, you're right, it is probably bring. Back with the asking about the tea when she was saying 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 omachi omachi shimasu, or by the word sudo, so to do holding, which is based, I guess, another way of saying bring. I've only heard of the bring meaning in context of using kudu, but I guess it would make sense that you can also use it with sudo as well to mean bring. When you're going to talk about bringing something, or okay, let's see. Motte iku o ochi suru te teine ni iu. So, let's see, bringing tea. So, okay, so saying ochi suru te teine ni. Okay, so saying Ochi suru is the politer way of saying motte iku. See, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think take might be well, take, bring, I don't know, but yeah. Let's see, to take is the polite way of saying to bring, okay. Something dane. Let's see, that is. That's an adverb, isn't it? Let's see. I'm not sure in which word you're referring to when you say that. Let's see. Fukushi. Wrong Fukushi. Fukushi. Yeah, yeah, okay, yes. That's the kanji for adverb, yes. Fukushi, yes. Notice all the words have she on the end of them for types of words. And that particular she. Okay, so mecha mecha hiroi na.
めっちゃめっちゃ広いなともよの部屋。こっちもともよちゃんの部屋？
こっちもともゆちゃんの部屋。So in this direction is also Tomoyo-chan's room. Basically adding if this part they're walking into is a continuation of the room or is it another room? Kochira mo Tomoyo-chan no heya.
こっちもともよちゃんの部屋？え、何する部屋？
See, nani suru heya. See, what are you doing, room? Oh, maybe what type of room? Let's see. Oh, oh yeah, what kind of room would make more sense? What doing room? But that's a strange question. She literally just said, "Is this part of your room?" And she replied, "Yes." And then she's, "What kind of room?" So why would you ask what kind of a room of a room? Oh,
こっちもともよちゃんの部屋？
oh, what do you do in this room? Okay, nani suru heya. That's right. Said suru has to do with doing. So what are you doing, room? So what are you doing in this room? Okay. Nani suru heya. See, what is this room made for? Otsute, eigo atteru. Oh, having the correct English meaning. Let's see. Having the correct English. Okay. Is that correct English? Uh, to, to be honest, in English you usually don't ask what parts of a room are for, which why this conversation seems kind of strange as it is. She literally just said this is also part of my room, and then it's like, what is it for? Like usually it's like, this is the bedroom, this is the kitchen. Let's see. Okay, so
何する部屋？本当に可愛いですわ、さくらちゃん。
Hontoni kawaii desu wa, Sakura-chan. Yeah, you really are cute, Sakura. Konoskato no Hirato. Yeah, in English you would consider this like a separate room altogether. But so when she says, "Is this also part of your room?" I mean, yes, it's technically room she uses, but I mean, it would be considered like a separate room altogether and not considered part of the room itself, like an extension of the bedroom itself. Which makes that conversation kind of not make sense. Unless you're talking about your room, not in the context of your bedroom, but like all the rooms that you are the primary user of. Let's see. Kagen. Let's see. Degree, extent, amount, balance, state, condition, health. So, Hirato. Okay, does not recognize the word. Zen. Zeppin. Zeppin. Superb. Piece of work, masterpiece, exquisite item. Let's see. Explain the grammar of this. Yes, わかりました。Okay. I did. Okay. Let's see. Zeppin. Chizu. Zeppin. Chizu. Baga. Let's see. Oh, Chizu Baga. Oh, yeah, cheeseburger. So, superb cheeseburger. Let's see. Shobin aru. Commodity. Okay, they have a product called Exquisite Cheeseburger. Okay. Or Zeppin Cheeseburger. Bagate. Shobin aru. Yeah, what I'm trying to figure out is the meaning of. Let's see. Let's see. Konoskata. Okay. Okay. Hirato. This is an adverbial form of hira, flapping or fluttering. It describes the manner in which the skirt moves, specifically its light, fluttery motion. So it means hirato. Hira. But it says hira is also an adverb though. Okay. So okay, so isn't both hira and hirato an adverb? Let's see. You are partially correct, but there's a distinct grammatical difference in how they function in that specific sentence. Okay. Hira is primarily classified as an adverb, specifically a mimetic word or a pseudo verb. Hira suru. It describes a continuous slight fluttering motion. It typically modifies a verb directly, often with the particle to, as in hira to. Hira to. Mau. Hira hira to mau, to dance. Whirling dance, to whirl. Or acts as the verb itself. Hira hira shiteru. In your sentence, it cannot directly modify the noun. Kagen, degree, manner, without a connecting particle or verb form. You cannot say hira kagen. Say hirato. Okay, hirato. This is an adverbial form, phonetic verb. Hirari, or hirato. Say hirai. Hirari. Nimbly, lightly. So hirahi is fluttering, and this is nimbly or lightly, okay? Or as hirato itself function as an adverb. It describes a single quick, light, fluttering motion or sensation of such a movement, and the phrase hirato kagen. The adverb hirato is acting attributively to modify the noun kagen. Grammatically, this is a common pattern where onomatopoeia verbs modifies a noun to mean the manner or degree of doing X. Hirato describes the specific type of flutter, a quick light flip that defies the common manner that defines it. Okay, so hira emphasizes continuous state or repeated action of fluttering. Hirato emphasizes a single and instantaneous motion or the specific nuance of that motion. In your phrase, kono skato no hirato kagen, the speaker is praising the specific manner kagen in which the skirt performs a quick light flutter hirato. Using hira would be grammatically awkward without changing the structure. Example, hira suru kagen, or hira to shita kanji. Onomatopoeia, okay. Hira, let's see. Yeah, fluttering, flapping. Kira, glittering, sparkling. Yeah. Mota, slowly and efficiently, tardily, dawdling. Doki, thump, bang, pit-a-pat, okay. Muzikashi ne are difficult. Okay, Nihongo, okay. Karuku, yeah, karui, so lightly, hirogaeru, to flutter. Karuku, hira, So, このスカートの、ひら、ひらと加減が、絶品です。Superb piece of work, masterpiece. So, in other words, the skirts, let's see, flickering, or let's see, a better way of saying it would be, so the skirt's fluttering manner is an amazing piece of work, or exquisite. Exquisite would probably be best. Yeah, the skirts of fluttering manner is an exquisite, essentially. So このスカートのひらと加減が絶品ですわ。
キラちゃん、ここですわ。このスカートのフラット加減が絶品ですわ。ああ、ほんまかっこええな、わいて。絶品ですわ。ああ、
ほんまかっこええなwhite tag. So let's see, truthful, cool, a good figure or cool, essentially. I so let's see if the sute here is doing. I know it's something about like a really cool. In other words, it's making. Oh, that's right. Sute tends to be for defining. So, in other words, hmm. I think it's basically he's trying to say that it's making him look really cool, but I'm not exactly sure on the grammar of it. Let's see, man, I'm really cool, aren't I? Yes. And this, why is Sute here? It indicates direct speech or internal monologue translated roughly just saying or thought. Standard form white, let's see, waito ita or waito omota, I said or thought. Or white te ita, white te omota. Really or truly cool, why me? Therefore, the sentence means, that's really cool, I thought. Or, that's really cool, I said. Let's see, the sute is, okay, is geminated constant that adds infiniteness or a casual blunt tone to the quotation. So in other words, basically it's saying, like, I think that's really, really cool. In other words, I look really cool, as you'd say in English. Well, basically, I think I'm really cool, or I'm really cool, aren't I? Let's see. So, homa kakue na white te. Oh, actually, that would be a good question. in the context of watching a movie with yourself in it, what would be the best verb to come after sute? The most natural verb to follow would be omota, or thought. The sentence honma kakue na white te is the elliptical sentence meaning the verb is omitted but implied. Omota, most likely, I thought. Since you're watching a movie internally and reflecting on your own appearance, this describes the internal monologue. Translation, I thought, I'm really cool. Let's see. Or ita, used if you literally spoke the words out loud while watching the screen. I said I'm really cool. Wait, why would you need to say I said that I'm really cool? Kanjita, I felt. This is being spoken out loud, so which would be the correct choice? The lines being spoken out loud, the correct choice is ita. While omota is used for internal thoughts, ita is strictly used for vocalized speech. In casual conversations, even when the verb is dropped, ending with just sute, the context of speaking out loud implies ita. Why would you need to use the verb to say? Or is this more like I'd say? Wouldn't kanji make more sense? So why would you need to use the verb to say? You're correct that kanji felt makes sense emotionally, but there is a specific grammatical reason why ita in omota thought is required after sute in the sentence structure. Sute. Okay, the particle sute is a casual quotation marker. It functions like the English quotation marks. It marks the preceding text as a specific content that was either spoken or thought. So content sute, verb of communication cognition. Because ite marks a quote, it strictly requires a verb that handles quotes. Iu to say, omo to think, kiku to hear, kanjiru to feel. While felt, kanjita is grammatically tricky. While you can feel an emotion, in Japanese grammar, kanjiru typically takes a clause, often marked by to or noga, rather than a direct colloquial quote marked by sute when expressing an internal realization. Kakoe na to omota, I thought cool, or naturally kakoe na to imota, I said cool. Unnatural, incorrect. Okay. You don't usually feel the specific sentence cool. You feel the emotion of coolness. Correct. Okay. If you want to use feel, you would change the structure to kakoe nato. Kakuyo yosa o I save us. Okay. Let's see. In narration or recounting an event, like watching a movie, you almost always use the past tense ita or mota. Oh, I'm cool, I said. Using the present tense EU implies habitual action or dramatic immediate commentary, like a sportscaster, which doesn't fit the context of watching a recorded movie of yourself. This was during intense action, though. See, even during intense action, if the line is spoken out loud, the grammatically correct implied verb remains ita. Why does it need to be quoted at all? All with EU or ita. You do not strictly need to use the verb ita. The context is obvious, but you cannot omit the particle sute if you want to mark the phrase with a quote. Okay. The particle sute, its formal version to, is the grammatical signal that tells the listener the words before this are exactly what was spoken. Let's see. It wasn't quoting what was spoken. It was making a statement that they were cool in the movie. You're absolutely correct. In this specific context, sute is not quoting speech. It is acting as a topic marker equivalent to wa. When you say honma kokoe na waite, while watching yourself, you are not saying I said cool. You're saying, as for me, I'm really cool. Oh, okay. So this is just sute being used like wa. Okay. See, hirato kangen ga okay. Zeppin desu. Okay, superb nice. Okay. Wa ichi jikan katareru. Let's see. See, the way it flutters is just perfect. I could talk about it for an hour. Kataru to talk about, okay. 語れるよね。
さくらちゃん、ここですわ。このスカートのフィラット部分は絶品ですわ。ああ、ほんまかっこええな、わいて。はう。これ作ってる途中？これ作って
あ、これ作ってる。
る途中？
これ作ってる途中。On the way en route. Now in the middle of. Okay, you can see it's at the end of the sentence and it has this as a clause describing it. So they obviously mean the noun meaning of it in the middle of tochu. So route way and then in the middle. So in the middle of a route, aka in the middle of something. So as for this, are you in the middle of making it or kore skutteru tochu?
これ作ってる途中？さくらちゃんに着ていただこうと思って。さくらちゃんに。
Yes, Sakura-chan ni kite itada itada see itada koto omotte. Oh, this is just volutional tense. Yeah, itadako. Yeah, from itadaku. Itadako. So yes, okay. Okay, so receiving from Sakura, wearing it. Let's see. Receiving, wearing. Okay, and then ko is like suggesting it, so volutional. So, uh, I think I shall receive wearing. But why would you put omote with volutional? Oh, I was thinking of having Sakura wear it, maybe something like that. Okay, yes, I was thinking of having Sakura-chan wear it. So, Sakura-chan, ni itadako to omote. And notice she ends the sentence with omote. From my understanding, that's basically a casual way of saying there's more to your statement. You're just not saying it, so you leave it in the connective. You end the sentence in the connective tense just to imply there is more, and you're just not saying it.
これ作ってる途中？さくらちゃんに着ていただこうと思って。いやー、派手でええやないか、景気良さそうで。いやー、派手で。これ作ってる途中？さくらちゃんに着ていただこうと思って。いやー。
Yeah, let's see. What? Yo, hello there. Hi. Wow. Okay, yeah, probably. Wow. It's probably. Or wow. Or let's see. Let's see. Hate. Showy, loud, flashy, gaudy. Those don't exactly mean the same thing, but I get the point. Okay, let's see. Hate, so showy. Uh, hate, hate de ella. Let's see. The showy method is good. Okay, yanai. This is probably from the negative of the particle. I think that's right. Yanai should be equivalent to dewanai in Kansai Ben. Let's see. Showing. Oh, is he actually saying it's not too showy? Essentially, hade de e yanai ka keiki business conditions market economic keiki economic climate good. Okay, liveliness, energy, vigor. That's probably what he's going for. Keiki. Yosaso. Looking good. Sounding good. So not adjective, and this is also a noun. So I'm guessing it means something along the lines of it's not too showy and it has a and it has a lively good appearance or something like that. Let's see. Explain the grammar of interjection used as a greeting or to draw attention, similar to yo or hey. Okay, so okay. Hadede. Hade is an I adjective meaning flashy, gaudy, or extravagant. Extravagant is probably a better word. Let's see. The tef. Oh, this is the tef form of da. Oh. Okay, it connects the adjective to the following clause, implying a reason or cause because it's flashy. Oh, I think I get what's going on. So in an earlier episode, you when Sakura was looking at her dream, and she sees someone else there, not her. She said, watash janai or watash dewa nai, and and essentially the wall was for making a contrast. Now, when you don't want to make a contrast, you do what you're doing here, and you're essentially just using the de, which is still the connected form of da, like you see in dewa. But this is how you use it when you're not trying to make a contrast. But both in Watas Janai and this one here, you're basically denying identity. See. So how did it? Okay. E yanai ka. So this is the dialectal equivalent of e janai ka. E colloquial variant of e. Okay. Ya dialectal equivalent of da. Nai negative form of to be to do. literally means it isn't. It's literally it isn't good, or wouldn't it be great? It expresses a rhetorical agreement or confirmation of a positive state. So wait, okay, so here he's not denying it, he's agreeing with the negative. Let's see. Would it, so it's extravagant, would it not be good? So hadede e yanai ka, let's see. And then keiki yasaso de, okay, keiki meaning noun, meaning business, economy, mood. Then yasaso, the so suffix attached to the na adjective stem. Oh, yoi, that's from yoi, okay. Wouldn't that be yaso, not yasaso though? Let's see, for adjectives e and yoi, the stem changes to yasa before adding the suffixes like so. So indicates appearance or conjecture, seems like or looks like, and de, again the te form of the copula, connects this observation to the previous rhetorical question. Wait, isn't this ending de a kansai ben thing? So it appears like a good mood. Let's see. So the speaker is observing the something flashy, rhetorically asking if it's good or great, and linking the appearance of prosperity. Keiki yasaso de. The structure implies that the flashy nature is a sign of business or no, okay. I think it's going for mood, not prosperity. So in other words, it has a good mood. Like liveliness, energy, vigor, spirit. It appears to have a good liveliness essentially. Or keiki yasaso. Isn't the de on the end from the fact this is Kansai bin? You're partially correct. The de at the very end of keiki yosasode is standard Japanese grammar, not exclusive to Kansai dialect. However, the combination of elements creates a strong Kansai flavor. See if okay. The final de. This is the te form of the copula da des. Okay. In this context, it indicates a reason, a cause, or sets a soft conclusion that is often left unsaid. So it's good. So I like it. Oh, this is okay. So this is sort of like that other thing they do where they leave, like with emote, but essentially where you leave it in connective form to imply that there's something else to be said, but you're not necessarily going to say it. See, e yanai ka, it's good. Keiki yosas so yana, looks like good. You look like good economically. I don't, but from the context, I don't think economically makes sense here. I think it's this definition right here. 3, liveliness, energy, vigor. I think liveliness probably makes the most sense of all these. Okay, so this is essentially a series of statements. So the that have been connected together and relate to each other. Okay, so it's basically a harede or itsoi ayanai ka ayanai. Let's see, ayanai ka. Actually, does he pause? That might be a separate sentence. Actually, let's see.
さくらちゃんに来ていただこうと思って。いやー、派手でええやないか、景気良さそうで。いやー、派手でええやないか、景気良さそうで。
I don't know. It doesn't sound like a pause in there. So, yeah, hayade ayanai ka. So it's I guess showy or elegant. It's elegant. Is it not good? Oh, that's right. This is probably that thing they do with ka in Japanese. Sometimes when you have an embedded question in a complex sentence, and there's usually a particle used to denote the different parts of the sentence. The ka particle can take the role of the other particle. So because there's a ka here, I think they don't need to put a de here because it's essentially taking the role as delineating that part of the sentence. If I understand the grammar correctly. Let's see. So let's see. Is a Yanaika its own part of the sentence, or does it modify keiki? Let's see. A Yanaika is its own independent clause, a complete thought. It does not grammatically modify keiki. The sentence consists of two distinct parts linked by context and a trailing de. So hade. See, hade de ayanaika, clause 1. Because it's flashy, isn't it good? This is a complete rhetorical question expressing approval of the flashiness. It's flashy, so isn't it that great? Okay, and then keiki yosasou de. Okay, this is an observation of the current state. Look, it looks. Okay. So So yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Hade de ayanai ka keiki 優しそうで。
さくらちゃんに来ていただこうと思って。いやー、派手でええやないか、景気良さそうで。でもいつも洋服作ってもらってなんか悪いよ。洋服作ってもらってなんか
でも、いつも
悪いよ。でもいつも洋服作ってもらって。
洋服、いつも洋服作ってもらってなんか
なんか悪いよ。
悪いよ。Let's see, but always, in other words, you're always making, but I'm always receiving you making Western style. Wait, then there's a cot in there, like a question. Let's see. Nanka. Oh, this is the. I think this is like the kind of thing, Nanka. So I think let's see. I'm always receiving you making Western style clothes type of things. Isn't that bad? Or something like that. Yofuku. Explain the use of Nanka in this. Functions as a verb particle meaning somehow, kind of, or for some reason. It softens the expression of guilt, indicating that the speaker feels a vague or unexplained sense of discomfort about always having clothes made for them, rather than expressing strong, direct negative emotion. It conveys a polite, slightly hesitant apology, similar to saying, "It feels kind of bad to always have you make clothes for me." This usage is common when the speaker cannot precisely articulate the intensity of their feeling or wishes, to downplay the severity of their guilt. So, いつも洋服作ってもらってなんか、悪いよ。Wait. Let's see. Receiving. Hey, doesn't the nanka mean more like receiving of making clothes kind of thing and not kind of bad? Let's see. You are correct that the feeling of guilt stems from the action of receiving, but nanka itself does not mean. Okay. In this specific context, nanka modifies the adjective warui. It functions as a softener or has translated into kind of or somehow. Or bit, okay. without nanka, warui yo, it's bad, direct strong guilt. Nanka warui, it feels kind of bad, or I feel somehow guilty. So the nanka doesn't mean some kind of previous clause. No, the nanka does not mean some kind of previous clause. In your sentence, nanka functions as adverb meaning somehow or kind of, or for some reason. It modifies warui. Okay. So demo, itsumo, yofuku, 作ってもらってなんか悪いよ。金の話でもない。What? Let's see, it's not about money, is it? Oh, were you talking about the previous statement where that they were using that word keiki that both means sort of like economic things and liveliness? Or are you talking about this statement right now? Kin no hanashi demonai. Let's see, it's not about money, is it? Okay. Yeah. Which statement is that question in reference to? The one with about keiki or this line right here?
だこと思っていやー派手でええやないか景気良さそうでもいつも洋服作ってもらってなんか悪いよまあとんでもありませんわ
まあ、飛んでもありませんわ。とんでもありませんわ。とんでも unthinkable, unexpected, outrageous, offensive. Tonde. Let's see. So I do not have outrageous, unexpected, In this context, I think it means more of a see.
いつも洋服作ってもらってなんか悪いよまあとんでも
とんでも See, mom, which is like, well, yeah, well are things, so ma, tonde arimasen wa. Basically, she's saying it's not bad. In other words, she's saying, isn't it bad for you to constantly be making me clothes and giving me making me clothes? She's like, no, I don't think it's unthinkable. Or in other words, I don't think it's bad. So, ma tonde mo arimasen wa.
いつも洋服作ってもらってなんか悪いよ。まあとんでもありませんわ。私が作った服を着たさくらちゃんを私が撮影する。
私が作った服を、着たさくらちゃんを私が let's see, the clothes I made, let's see, that were worn by Sakura-chan. Watashi, 私が作った服を着たさくらちゃん see, 私が作った服を着たさくらちゃん。let's see, 私が撮影する、撮影、photography filming. So, I do filming. Yeah, this is something you definitely don't ever see in a example sentence study material, multi-word sentence like this. So I'm guessing it means something like I made these clothes for Sakura-chan so I could film her in them or something like that. So yeah. See, I'll take pictures of Sakura-chan wearing the clothes I made. Let's see. 私が作った服を着たSakura-chanを、わ、私撮影する。Learn the grammar of this. Is there any particles missing? It's grammatically complete and correct. No particles are missing. This is a complex sentence featuring relative clause modifying a noun, which then serves as a direct object of the main clause. Relative clause. 私が作った服を着たSakura-chan. Sakura-chan who wore the clothes I made. Main clause. を私が Satsue suru. Oh, okay, I get it now. So that's the reason why that watashi ga is at the end, because it's actually the main noun of the sentence. And everything in front of that wo is just the object for that wo. Satsue suru. Let's see, watashi ga skutta fuku o kita Sakura-chan wo watashi ga satsue suru. Or let's see. I will be filming Sakura-chan in the clothes I made. Or I filmed Sakura-chan in the clothes that I filmed Sakura-chan while she's wearing the clothes I made for her. Or as this translator puts it, I take video of Sakura-chan wearing the clothes I made. So watashi ga skutta fuku o kita Sakura-chan wo watashi ga satsue. Okay, this comes from snapshot, take pictures, and then shadow, silhouette, phantom. Okay. Setsue. Watashi ga skutta fuku o kita Sakura-chan wo watashi ga setsue suru.
私が作った服を着たさくらちゃんを私が撮影する。幸せですわ。
幸せdesu wa? Are you happy? Wait, is it are you happy or I'm happy? I think it's probably more of I'm happy, like saying she's happy to do this. It makes me so happy, yes, okay, yes. 幸せdesu wa?
さくらちゃんを私が撮影する。幸せですわ。ところでともよちゃん、困ったことって何？ところで
ところで、Tomoya-chan, 困ったことって、nani? And she's just, extending the na in nani. So, place. Let's see, Tomoya. Oh, I think she means place and time when Tokoro des. So so as for right now, essentially, Tomoya-chan's the said problem. Tomoya-chan's said problem, like what is it? In other words, is this a good place to talk about Tomoya-chan's problem? So let's see. Oh, by the way, Tomoya-chan, what's troubling you? Let's see how close I got. Let's see. Explain the grammar of Tokoro de. Literally means place, situation, but often refers to a point in time or situation. De, the particle indicating context or setting, when used at the start of a sentence like Tokoro de, acts as a topic shift, or a way to bring a new subject meaning by the way or incidentally. It signals that the speaker has noticed something and is now asking about it. So, as I was saying, is this a good time? Or in other words, is this a good place? Hence the use of Tokoro here. And Tomoyo-chan, okay. Komatta koto. Trouble, difficulty, bothered, okay. Casual conversations, komatta is often used to describe the current state of worry or confusion, or you look, okay, koto, normalizer, that turns the adjective verb phrase into a noun, so thing matter, meaning the troubling thing or the problem. Sute, a casual colloquial particle that functions as a quoting marker or topic marker. Here it is used informally instead of wa to mark komatta koto as the topic of the question. It is equivalent to, as for the troubling thing, what is the thing that is troubling you? In very casual speech, sute often replaces wa and ga to introduce the subject of the inquiry. Okay, nani. Okay, a casual, somewhat childish or intimate way of saying what. In the casual form, nan desu ka? Okay, it softens the question, making it sound gentle, curious, or caring, fitting the context of asking a friend Tomoyo about their troubles. So, by the way, Tomoyo, what is the troubling thing? So, tokoro de, Tomoyo-chan, komatte koto te nani? Let's see.
ところでともよちゃん、困ったことって何？ところでともよちゃん、困ったことって何？
ところでともよちゃん、困ってことって何？困ってことって困ったことって困ったとも困ってことって困ったことって困ったことってところでともよちゃん困ったことって何？
ところでともよちゃん、困ったことって何？
Let's see. Konnichiwa, Ancient Wisdom, Genki desu ka? Let's see. Nanka, softener, because of where it is in the sentence, I think. After sute, it moves on to the next idea. Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay, shitsumon ga arimasu ka? Are there any questions? Mm. If there's no questions, we're going to raid, so please stick around for that. Okay, we're gonna raid Kanade, who's showing off her modified VTuber and talking about other things. Let's see, for the second person we're gonna raid, we're going to raid oh, we're going to try raiding Rosudi, who's currently drawing manga anime. Let's see, the third raid is going to be... Okay, and the last raid is going to be to Optimus Dam, who's, So minasan, okiyotsukete, yeah.